Greetings, everybody. This is Gigi. I'm here today to talk about the latest, greatest movie out there to see at the theater, and that's Bob Marley, One Love. I give it a thumbs up, two thumbs up. That movie was all that and a bag of chips. Some people are complaining that it wasn't long enough, it didn't show enough of Bob's life, but the picture was like 2.5 hours. So, I mean, I guess they'd have to come out with another Bob Marley movie because that was a lot. And I agree. I mean, there are some things that people may have wanted to see more of, but I'm just happy that it's out and like I said, it is great. Right before the movie, right before I went to see the movie, I heard on social media that one of Bob Marley's baby mamas was complaining that she wasn't in the movie. And I was like astounded. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Bob and Rita were married. I mean, everybody knows that Bob had a lot of children that were outside of his marriage. My heart my heart goes out. It went out to Rita, still does. She's a great woman. She's just a wonderful, the way she carries herself. She's just a beautiful woman. But if you're married, if Bob was married and he had all these babies, I'm trying to understand what was the difference in this one woman that's complaining that she wasn't featured in the movie. Oh, I know. She was Miss World. She was a Miss World. I'm not going to say her name. Okay, she was Miss World, but I think that the point I'm trying to make is that Bob was married to Rita, and I believe that if this woman who is making all this noise, if Bob wanted to marry her, he would have divorced Rita and married her, but he didn't. So, in addition to the fact that when this baby mama and Bob were involved, he had another child by another woman. So I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just stating what I think are facts. Allegedly, this is what took place. So he could have married her, but he didn't. But I guess she's thinking she's elevated herself to a level higher than the other baby mamas. So I don't know, but I just think it's very disrespectful for a woman to still be talking about things like that, because how long has Bob Marley been deceased? It's been a long time. And everybody's going on with their life and try to just deal with life, but bringing these things up, to me, it, like I said, it's not very respectful to Rita. And I look at this. Bob and Rita met in Trenchtown, allegedly. They were living in Trenchtown in Jamaica, in Kingston. And they started working in music together. Okay. Rita had a fixed 15-month-old daughter at the time that they met, but eventually Bob adopted this child. Okay. But I really think that Rita was instrumental in helping Bob to have a better understanding of his life. And because I think Bob had a really rough time. He did have a rough time. When I hear about some of the things that happened when he was a child, how his father kind of rejected him. He didn't have a relationship. I don't know if he ever met his father. His father was a British man, white British man. And I think the father left the day after he was born. So he never had a relationship, and his father's family did not recognize Bob as, anyone in the family. So, and his mother tried the best she could, but they struggled for a long time. And, then Bob was not, like I said, not black enough to be accepted by the black community and not white enough to be accepted by, his father's family. So that can be very hurtful. But I think Rita was instrumental in teaching him that, you can seek satisfaction in other ways. First of all, loving yourself, by loving yourself, and the fact that they were struggling together, okay? They fell in love. He fell in love. He was telling people, he was sending her letters and stuff. It was so cute. But the fact remains that when Bob and Rita got together, they didn't have anything, okay? So I think Bob could look back and say, well, Rita, she loved me for who I was because I did not have anything when we got together. Not like this baby mama that's causing all this ruckus. I think they said that she didn't start paying attention allegedly to Bob until he became famous. And Rita took a bullet once, when they were shooting in the house, Bob's house. He got shot. She got shot in the head and everything. I mean, there's so many things that I think Bob realized. I mean, he was a man. I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm just saying he went out here and had all these babies. But, I think he realized, he found comfort. It's one thing to have comfort when you know that a woman loves you to the soul. That's something that's priceless. And, people want to make a big stink about, oh, Rita went out here and she had an affair and she had a baby. Okay, well, she wasn't getting anything at home. And eventually, I think Bob adopted that child. So that just goes to show maybe he was making amends for some of the things that he had done. But the bottom line is Rita and Bob had a connection. They had intimacy. They had something. Even though he did his thing, he always took care of home, I believe. I'm just assuming, But just going back to Bob's life and, how he may have made choices that were not the best. None of us are faultless. We all live and learn. But I think that he did not want to lose that connection that he had with Rita, and he respected her in his own way. But this baby mama, Lord, but anyway. So if you haven't seen Bob Marley's One Love, please see it. You will not be disappointed. I saw Bob Marley twice in concert, and this guy who plays Bob Marley is the best. He really does an excellent job. He really does. So just go see it and enjoy. And hey, blessings.